Hey besties and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be talking about the most disappointing comebacks of this year. Not all of these are actually bad, but just disappointing. Please remember that these are just my opinions. Now, let's get started with the video. I was hoping that after their debut with Batter Up that they would hear the criticism and actually improve, but it went absolutely nowhere. Don't get me wrong, the pre-chorus and bridge was promising and had a lot of potential to go somewhere really good, but then that chorus came in and honestly ruined the whole song. Usually I don't mind repetitive phrases in choruses or songs in general, but this one is actually really annoying and feels almost irritating cuz it's like they're just shushing super loud. It sucks because they had a great concept for the music video and I know that they're really talented, but it just kinda went to waste with this song. I think a lot of people were anticipated this to be a great first comeback or re-debut since Yeonjun was gonna be in this one, but instead of feeling like a great anti-drop song, it instead just felt like it got lazy in the chorus. Like I said, it had aspects to be much better, but fell flat. With the title, I thought it was gonna be a little more artsy or have that pretty elegant feel since that fits her perfectly, but it was basically just an Agassi 2.0. I know that her company is pretty small and might not have a big producing budget, but I don't understand how her B-sides are so good but the title track is so boring and does nothing where it should be the captivating instead. I really hope she takes a different direction with her music in terms of the title tracks, because if she keeps doing these types of songs, then it's gonna feel very boring and stagnant. After her previous comeback with Stranger, I was really hoping she would recover from that and release something better or more cohesive. She did the cohesive part, but it was unfortunately boring. Now I know some people might like the chill and sweet vibes of it, which is nice, but it just feels kinda low effort and boring. Not to say there was no effort, because I obviously know there was, but compared to her other softer songs, it doesn't have that same heart or emotion that the others do. I know that this was just a single, but with how it's been a while since I've been super into her title tracks, I was just hoping that she would release something with more depth and having that magical feel.
Don't hit that gun.
I just remember thinking about how much start power Yeonjun has and how amazing it would be to see him and other TXT members have their own solos. Then this happened. When it first came out, I really tried to like it and see the vision, but I just couldn't. Like there's so much yet nothing going on at the same time and I don't understand it. There's certain parts I like that are catchy and I honestly don't see any problems with the dance at all. It's just the chorus and excessive use of auto-tune that turns me off from it. I think what irritates me the most about this is how this didn't even show his true talents aside from the fact that he can jump into a split. Like, the fact that it's a single is bad enough, but the fact that his beautiful vocals or rap skills weren't even really shown in his debut. I'm glad he was able to have his solo debut, but there's so much more that could have been done to show his potential more. This one isn't as bad as the others and to be honest, I didn't expect too much with her debut just because I had a feeling that she wouldn't do too much, but it was still disappointing. I will say that I love the concept and Lazy Baby, but it overall felt very bland. In the best way I could explain it, her debut basically felt like every other tame slightly retro-inspired pop song with nothing to it. Not to compare too much, but I feel like the other Twice solos and subunit debuts had a touch of their own personality or flair that made it more interesting, where Chewy's didn't really have much of that. I think the B-sides definitely had some potential and I saw the vision, but I think for her to be one of the members that is mostly overlooked in terms of talent and music, they played it too safe and should have just gave her something that either bit more immature or fun to add something a bit more to it.
She's certified freak, 10 days a week. The way she's moving got me crazy, got me weak. She's certified freak, I'm on my knees.
Now this isn't the worst releases ever, but it's definitely the worst from this year. Like, I think she has a really unique and pretty voice and has had some really good solo songs, but this is not one of them at all. I feel like the worst part is that the concept was really interesting and creative, but it was basically wasted on such a boring and uninteresting song. It's like as soon as there was a bit of a build-up or progression within the song, it immediately went back down, and even though it was short, it felt like it dragged on. It was to the point where I wasn't even interested in listening to the song again, but that other song on Clap is what made this the worst comeback for me. Because what do you mean by Boogie Babies on tap, girl what? I've heard Butchered Ave before, but it almost offended me with how bad the lyrics were. I don't know who wrote that song, but she needs another producer. I don't think she's a bad soloist at all, and I know she can release some great songs, but this comeback honestly just felt like a mess.
La 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 la. Goodbye, 잊지 않고 가 절대. Good life, 우리는 새겨둬.
Now this one is still a bit conflicting for me just because I like parts of it, but it was overall pretty disappointing for me. I don't think it's a bad song at all, and like I said, it's actually pretty good, and I like they still switch their sound up often. So it wasn't the song or concept that bothered me. It wasn't even the anti-drop, since they can be really good sometimes. It's just that some of it fell a bit flat to me. This is what makes it difficult for me, because if we're looking at this as just a song, then it's great. But knowing how amazing 17's discography is and how much they're truly capable of, and just of what we've seen with them, this just feels like a comeback I wouldn't really look back on and is a bit forgettable to me. I think it's also the fact that it didn't really get good or interesting until the dance break, but I wanted it to pull me in a bit earlier than that. I liked watching the performances and everything, but just knowing how amazing their other songs are, it just felt a bit disappointing.
Any mini, mini mighty, like any mini mighty mo. Any mini, mini mighty.
I waited 2 years for her to come back, and I was really looking forward to it, especially when her pre-release with I'm Ready came out. Like, I truly gagged and was brought back to Stay Tonight era and thought that she was gonna release a Kunde House-inspired song with a gorgeous concept. Now I'm Ready is still an amazing song and is definitely the best part about this comeback, but I didn't really care for the title track at all. I loved her in Yeonjun, and even though his feature fitted really well into the song just didn't hit the way it was supposed to. I love how versatile she is and that she tried something different. But not only was the song unnecessarily short, with the promotions being short as hell too, but it didn't really have any memorable or captivating parts that made me want to go back and listen to it. I tried to give it more of a chance and let it grow on me, but it just felt boring, and like that Chungha style wasn't even in there. Now she did pull through with Algorithm a few months later, but as for this comeback, aside from her pre-release, it definitely felt disappointing to me.
Smoothie, 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 smoothie. 다처럼 갈아 넣어 smoothie, 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 smoothie. Dirty taste, goody kill smoothie, 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 smoothie. 가볍게 씹어 삼켜 smoothie.
Now this is also one of the slightly better ones, because I do enjoy parts of it and I love the bridge and the album is so amazing, but it's the title track that makes the comeback disappointing. Funny enough, this is one of my favorite albums from this year, but the title track just feels like a failed attempt of the anti-drop chorus. I think if they added something more or a little bit of an edge to the chorus, or at least added a post-chorus, then it probably wouldn't be on this list, but it just feels like such a letdown. This is just another case of an amazing concept, but average song which bothers me so much. I think something like Box definitely could have been a great choice as a title track for this comeback, but knowing how they can have such impactful and powerful comebacks, this one just felt weak.
Na 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 na, na na na.
It's honestly so frustrating seeing how they're all really talented in their own way, but it was shown more in the show than their actual debut. Like, why is only time I hear a bit of their vocals in the bridge, but it suddenly stopped. Aside from the song being really repetitive and having barely any interesting or fun parts, my main issue with the song is how you can feel that it's going somewhere or having some sort of progression, but it just keeps hesitating. I feel like debuts should show each member's talents to a certain degree and make people want to listen to them with a captivating song, but it didn't even go anywhere. Don't get me wrong, their voices sounded really good with their tones, but that's about it. I am proud of them with seeing how much they've improved since being on Island, but I think any of their other songs would have been a better option than such a tame song like this. And that's the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you'd want, and have a good day. Bye besties.